So let's talk about what it takes to make a really good presentation for your online course. I'm Alice Seba from eKit Hub, and if you know Yusuf and me, we're always talking about keeping things really simple, because the more simple you keep things, the more, the easier it is for you. And also it's easier for your customer to learn what you want them to learn and take action on it, so that they get results and they keep coming back to you for more. So we're going to work with, as an example, look at some of our templates, or one of our templates from our course creation template packs that complement our fast and simple course creation program. But you can find a variety of these templates in our shop, eKits shop. They also come with matching workbook and journal as well. And we have lots of instruction on creating a good learning experience through your journals and workbooks as well. We're going to keep it simple. Let's get back to that. You're looking for solving a very specific problem for your customer, or helping them reach a goal, which kind of is the same thing. Solving a problem is reaching a goal, and providing them with a solution in your very simple presentation. So you can create courses that are multi-module and very complex and cover a big topic and a lot of depth, but that could take you months, that could take you years, depending on, how many places you get stuck in, or, your schedule and stuff. We love doing little simple courses that solve a very specific problem. And then as you continue to do this, you get better and better at teaching. And at the end, you've got a bunch of things you can put together into a larger course. So let's keep it simple. Okay, so we're going to look at our mindfulness presentation template as an example. If you do use some of our templates and you're looking for how to edit it, change colors, change images, add things, we do have another video on that. I will make sure to put it in the description for you. So really what's important to remember when you're creating a slideshow, or for ultimately doing a presentation, is to remember what you say is most important. But of course, the online visuals will help to absorb the materials as well. One other thing you probably want to do is, when you do present, have yourself, as you saw in this video, I was on the screen for a little while. You could stay on the screen the whole time, but you do want to also create that personal connection, because you are also a visual that helps, people absorb that material. So let's start, and we'll just walk through what these slides are, because the way this was structured is based on our fast and simple course creation program. So it already has the ideas in mind on creating a nice, concise, useful presentation. So here we have is the title page. Now we have a very simple, these are, templates that are meant to be customized. You probably won't be selling a course that's just called mindfulness, unless you have this huge audience that just wants to absorb everything you have to say. But you probably would like to create a more enticing title that talks about the topic and its benefit. So one of the things we've included in these template packs is an exploration of topics to get into the mindful niche. We would recommend, using, if you need help brainstorming, you can always join us in our group, or you can also use tools like ChatGPT to help you brainstorm further. But this kind of gives you an idea of, different topics you could go into, like mindful living, cultivating presence in everyday moments, enhancing relationships through awareness, so being mindful in your relationships, mindful leadership, mindful parenting, lots of different things that you could be more specific, and also showing benefit in, right? The nurturing a connection with your children, with the mindful parenting. Or we also give you an example of where you can also target your presentation to your target audience. So you are doing a mindfulness course. You're probably not going to try to grab everybody who wants to be more mindful, because there will be nothing that stands out in your course that makes people want to come to you to learn it instead of someone else. So in this case, we could do a mindfulness course for people with chronic illness, for example. So there's mindful healing, navigating chronic illness with presence, mindfulness for pain management and well-being, or cultivating resilience, mindfulness for chronic health challenges. And you can get as specific as you want. You could think of something, if you do work with people who are chronically ill, think about the problem that they talk about the most and how your course can work with that. So moving along in the slideshow template, and of course, this is not just if you teach mindfulness, it could be for anything you teach, just trying to give you examples that will kind of highlight for you. So the first slide is about introducing your topic and why you chose it. I think having that background helps people understand why they're there and why you are perhaps, definitely someone to share that with them, which comes into the next slide. Introduce yourself, add a photo, maybe something that, shows a little bit about your personality, and connect it with your topic where possible, right? So if you're doing this mindfulness course for chronic illness, and maybe you suffer for a chronic illness, or maybe you're a caregiver for somebody who does, right? Incorporate that into what you're doing. Then next, we do always want to, even if it's a short, simple presentation, and like in our Fast and Simple course creation program, we talk about doing like a 1-hour session as your first course, not doing anything complicated, just get together for an hour with your audience. But you still want to break it down and tell them what you're going to be covering that day. And then we have the expected outcomes slide, which you can list, like what should they be able to do when they're done with your presentation. So you're going to help them with whatever it is you're going to help them with, what they can envision that, because that will first of all, it will help them listen to the presentation with that in mind so that they can visualize it and see, and then you are going to give them the practical help to do it. We also teach about, including printables with your courses, because they definitely boost the value, because, something they can keep in their hand it already has a higher perceived value, but also printables like worksheets, checklists, workbooks, journals, whatever the supplementary documents that you provide, they are action oriented, right? So it means that they take what they learned from you, they do it, they get results, they tell people about you, and they come back for more. So you would tell them where to download the documents, especially if they're useful in what you're going to be talking about. Definitely tell them about that and where to grab it. Then we have part 1. And again, if you want to change the colors, we do have like a video to show you how to do different things and also edit all the different elements. So we have section 1, right? Because it matches here. We have 4 parts. So we have 4 parts here. So it's an introduction to it. So they're aware that we're moving on, because this visual helps them realize we're on to another section. And also, if you've created a worksheets or workbook for it, you probably want to put that workbook and those worksheets or checklists in the same order, and divide it into the sections so they can follow along with those printables. So you deliver the program, and when you're done, you want to kind of recap everything quickly. And sometimes you may feel like you're repeating yourself, but people are watching this from their homes. They may not have paid attention the whole time. And also they may have missed a few things. So you really want to go over those main things. And to provide them that action-oriented experience, you do want to give them a list of homework and action steps that they can take. Part of that will probably be using the printables you've created for them, and that way they can start putting into work what you've taught them. And of course, do wrap up with some questions and answers, get some feedback. Also, if you're doing this live, you probably have a chat. Maybe people will talk on video and talk about what they liked about it. There's also a chat log. This is a great place to take note of, either in the recording, taking out clips of people who have said great things about your class, but the main things they learned, and also the chat where they're typing in stuff. These are perfect for testimonials to put on your website. If you're going to put anyone on video or actually use their name, you will need to ask for permission. But we're doing things all together. We're thinking about how it's easy for us to deliver, how we want to sell a lot of these courses, and how we want to provide a meaningful experience. And all this works together. I hope you found that a nice introduction to creating a really meaningful slide presentation for your customers. As mentioned, we do have the course template packs that are in a variety of life skills that you can customize and really make specific to your own topic. We have, self-awareness. We showed you mindfulness. There's leadership. There's food and cooking. There's managing your money, all kinds of topics. And each pack includes a slideshow, a workbook template, a journal template, and then that guide that also teaches you how to, create a good course, and fast and simple, of course. And, really honing in on your topic so that you can attract your audience and sell more of your courses. I'll put the link to the course template packs below. I'll also show you the Fast and Simple Course Creation Program, which is a more intensive training program that we have that we'd love to have you join us from. And I'll also put a link to the video that shows you the more, editing the slideshows in Canva as well.